Okay, well, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining this presentation. My name's Mark Dansie. I'm one of the OCP staff and the OCP Ready Facilities lead. And I'd like to talk to you today about the OCP Ready white paper that we've had recently published and on the OCP contributions database. So just a quick overview of the OCP Ready program and what its purpose is. It's all about increasing adoption of OCP hardware, and by making it easy for OCP users to find suitable facilities to host their IT gear when they're ready to deploy. Then by creating this program, we're trying to help this process and widen the adoption of OCP. And we do this through an assessment process, a self-assessment process. And then if they are able to meet the requirements of the colo site assessment, then they can then gain recognition from OCP. So just to give you a little bit of background of how we are today, how we got to this point. So under the guidance of the DCF leadership, as the program had been running since 2019, we thought this would be a good time to carry out a status update and give the opportunity of our colo solution providers to give their perspective on what the benefits for them were to gain certification, and also provide some case studies, so OCP use cases, and their take on the benefits of being part of the program. So you can see here, we've got a few bullet points that provide some details on how many data centers that we have currently. This number goes up and down. We have 6 at the moment. We've got another 2 coming on stream later on this year, and it will go from 5 to 7 countries. So from the perspective of the colo solution provider, we asked them. We also took information from the Omdia impact study last year on what were the drivers for certification. We've got some bullet points here and listed here, very important, being vendor agnostic, so they're able to accommodate any form of computer platform, be it NVIDIA, be it OCP, being whatever else that their users need. Being certified gives that OCP user the compliance confidence that they know that OCP racks can be easily brought into the data center. And OCP is sustainable. It's sustainable by default, and our OCP colo solution providers realize that. So at the bottom here, we've got a link to page 8 of the white paper. So when the slide deck is available, then you can link directly to the page when you can see more details around the drivers. We also looked at the user adoption side and why are users wanting to find an OCP-ready data center? What is important to them? Again, similar sort of things, certification compliance, that meets with their corporate standards. They know that it's going to be OCP ready for their gear and provides the opportunity for data centers to work with integrators, and they can be confident that they're working in a partnership of community members. So I mentioned earlier about the colo site assessment. Well, that was created by the data center facility project team, and they looked at the fundamental facility requirements that a data center needed to be able to host OCP hardware. As you can see here, we looked at 5 subsystems and also 3 operational considerations. And this is within the Colo site assessment, and if they're able to meet all of these requirements, then they're able to gain recognition for being OCP ready. Within the white paper, there's also a summary, a matrix that we've created, which gives you a complete overview of all the OCP-ready data centers that were certified at the time of the publication. And there's some key parameters that we've picked out to give you a sense of the scope of how much OCP-ready white space area there is available, how much critical IT power, and also PUE numbers as well. And this is really useful, I think, for prospective OCP users or OCP users who want to quickly see the parameters and what's out there for their hosting requirements. The white paper gave us the ability to gain some insights from the Colo solution provider, from the providers, to understand what the impact was for them, the benefits for them. And in the case studies, there's 3 aspects that we asked them to provide: the co-location service they provided, an OCP use case, and also what their take on the benefits and drivers for certification. The use case in this data center was an OCP experience center that was a collaboration between community members, between Main Cubes, Circle B, who are a local solution provider in the Netherlands, and also Rittal. And this is a photo here of the experience center. And that gives an OCP user the ability to test out their workloads prior to deploying it in the data center. So it's a great facility and a great example of community members working together. In this case, with KO Data in Harlow in the UK, they were the first European OCP-ready certified facility, and they have a unique attributes around being able to host high-performance computing, and also powered by 100% renewable energy. The use case for KO Data, that started in 2021 when CEVO awarded a contract to KO to host their cloud platform. This is based on Kubernetes. It's a world first. It's a managed service based on K3S technologies. And this is for development for enterprises and also startups, and all running on OCP accepted hardware. And KO Data realized that by being OCP ready, that meets their sustainability goals, helps reduce their costs, and increases efficiency gains for the users by implementing OCP hardware. Final case study I just wanted to speak to you about was Hydro 66. They were the first OCP-ready facility in the Nordics. They've got a really innovative design by taking full advantage of the very cool environment in Sweden. They can achieve a PUE of 1.07, and they've got a really resilient power network fed by river hydro. So very good facility, meets very compliant from the start, very close to Facebook Luleå. So there's following hyperscale innovation was definitely part of their ethos. So I'd just like to quickly just talk about some of the goals that we have for 2022 and beyond. First one up, OCP-ready facility recognition for advanced cooling facilities. So we're looking to create a new Colo site assessment that will give recognition to co-location providers that can host liquid-based cooling solutions, be it immersion, cold plate, RID, or heat exchange. And therefore, we can get recognition and therefore help the adoption of liquid cooling, which is key, has been highlighted in this summit, and we're here to try and help move that forward. Also, with the help of PRIA's sustainability sub-project, we're looking to develop the efficiency and the sustainability metrics and try and then sort of align with the goals of the fifth tenet, which are really important. Also, again, more internal collaboration between the sub-projects, which is really great. We're looking to incorporate the operation technology and security requirements that Joey is leading for Meta, and that will look at the physical security and network security and improve the resilience through and beyond the sort of OCP ready and beyond that as well. Also, we have the alignment with the ORV3. That's very close, as we can see from some of the presentations earlier, very close to being available, going into production. Therefore, we need to make sure that the COLA site assessment is still valid and still useful by making sure that we completely understand the V3 requirements and change the site assessment accordingly. So again, we can give recognition to colos that are able to support that. And last but not least, we are working with the hyperscale operators in OCP to create a whole new colo site assessment for hyperscale needs. The hyperscale companies are not going to be able to build out their facilities and their services without using more colos. So therefore, we are creating the site assessment for their particular needs. And this is a really great development. I think this is really going to help expand the program. And I think things are looking good for the program with all these developments that are happening. So really excited to be part of this. And if anyone wants to get direct access to the white paper, then please take a photo of the QR code. I can always take a photo of myself as well, but that probably might work a bit better. Okay, and call to action. Please reach out to me if you have a co-location facility that you're looking to get certified or would like to know more about the program. We need lots of input for the improvement of and development of the guidelines and for the goals that we've set for ourselves going forward. So please get involved. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, any questions?
Yeah, hi there, my name's Steve, I'm with Google.
Hi.
I had a question about the operational aspects of OCP Ready. There were 3 bullets on one of your slides. They were, I think, service, efficiency, and openness.
Yeah.
Can you say anything more about the operational aspects of those and what a colo provider would need to do to meet the certification requirements?
Okay, so just to explain, there's 2 sort of sections to the colo site assessment. Those that are must-haves, which all have to be either, there's a result that you, when you select the parameter, you either get a result that is optimum, acceptable, and there's the other one which is exception, but we need optimal or acceptable parameters selected. They're for the must-haves. And then the ones that you've just mentioned are for information only. So there's no right or wrong. We're just asking for more information. So, for instance, site annualized PUE. We are not looking that you must, go below a certain level. But I know that there are requirements in certain regions of the world. I heard recently Actually, a day or so ago in one of the presentations that in Shanghai, you can't build a data center unless it's 1.3 PUE or below. So by a colo solution provider providing this information, being open, that helps the OCP user with the site selection process, and just helps start the conversation. So yeah, all the ones that you mentioned are all for information only, and we just encourage openness as much as we can and transparency. Yeah.
Hi.
No.
Hi.
A question. I have two questions actually. The first one is if a colo provider can apply for the OCP ready before getting the whole data center built, and the second is the OCP ready for hyperscalers. Is this a new certificate or an extension of the other one?
Okay, so I'll answer the first question. It doesn't have to be completely fitted out. It certainly needs. We are looking for at least the loading dock to be built, the delivery pathway to the white space. But within the white space, we totally understand that that is based on customer requirements. So there are a minimum requirements that we do need, but part of the site assessment really is to understand what you can provide as a colo. Can you provide it? Are you capable of providing it? And then it's really down then to the customer and the colo to sort out the fine detail and do their own due diligence. We don't go to the data center to assess it. We leave it to the colo and the customer to make sure that the requirements meet each other's requirements. And your second question, the certification will still be OCP ready, but the colo site assessment will be different to meet their particular needs. You know, it could be possibly a much larger elevator because of the different types of equipment and the scale that they will be needing to move into a data center. So they are looking to speed up their deployments. So there's going to be some requirements that just are slightly different, some extra requirements. We're also looking at outside the data center as well, the actual loading area where trucks are coming into the data center, say into the campus. We've never gone outside of the data center before with our assessment, but that's just an example of, again, it's all about speeding up deployment. If the colo isn't able to provide really easy, quick access, then it doesn't help them. So, yeah. So it's coming. I can't tell you when this new site assessment will be available, but we're working on it, and we'll get it out there as soon as possible. But I think it'd be really useful for the community. Okay.
Mark, I know there's, I guess, I don't know what the word colo necessarily means, but there are a lot of third-party data centers for rent or do you think this assessment will change if you're looking to get participation from these 50, 100, 200 megawatt type suppliers and service providers? Just curious.
So like a build to suit environment. So it would never go to a multi-tenanted. It would be build to suit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So that's a good phrase. So I guess I'm thinking much bigger multi-tenanted or build to serve single tenant. Yeah.
Yeah. The trademark has got some quite tight conditions around being a co-location. So, yeah, I'm not the right pay grade to answer whether it's possible to, whether we can include it or not. But I can say that the color site assessment has actually been being used for contract negotiations with contractors to build data centers. So even though it may not, this program and the guidelines may not be used in a co-location type of environment, we know that it is being found useful for those building their own data centers. So it's quite interesting how, we have one idea that where we have one focus, but then, we start getting, finding out about users taking advantage of this type of thing in a slightly different way. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, thanks a lot.